Sristam manamapi Ishachiputram atra swarupam Rupam tasakraja muri purim maturim goshtuvatim Radha kundam girivaram Aho Radhika Madhuvasam Prapto Yasya Pratita Kripaya Shri Guru Tam Natosmi Gurave Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namah Anandalilamaya Vigrahaya Hema Bhadyabhyatschave Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasapradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Bhaktya Vihina Aparada Lakshay Jilkasta Kamaritaram Kamadi Kripa Mahitvam Shanam Prapana Brinde Namaste Charanara Vindam Brinda Devi Ki Jai Namaste Charanara Vindam Govinda Damo Dharam Haraveti Govinda Damo Dharam Haraveti Govinda Damo Dharam Haraveti Govinda Damo Dharam Haraveti Hey Krishna Hey Yadava Hey Saketi Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Shama Sundar Shikanda Shikar Smaraha Smurali Manada Radhikara Sakama Makrapanidhe Supriya Charna King Kurim Kuru Tavaivasmi Najivami Tvaya Bina Iti Vikaya Devi Tam Namam Charantikam. First of all, I offer my Sastang Dandavat Puspanjali, my heart like flowers thousands of times at the lotus feet of my holy master, my supremely worshipable spiritual Gurudev, Asmadeva Paramarada Guru Pada Padma, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pada, Ashtotara Sata Sri Rupanuga Acharya Varya, Sila Bhakti Vedanta, Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Secondly, I offer my pranam to my Param Gurudev, to the Sannyas Guru of Srila Prabhupada. I offer my pranam to Srila Prabhupada and to all of our Sri Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Parampara. And finally, I offer my pranam to all of you, my dear brothers and sisters, all Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, Vanchakalpaturusha Kripasan Padikampa, Vaishnava. Srila Gurudeva Ki Jai. Today, on this holy day of Easter Sunday, when Christ is risen, we are so fortunate to be gathered here. And I feel blessed to also arrive here. I've come all the way from Vrindavan, just to have the darshan and meet all the great Vaishnavas here in New Zealand. So when I was invited to speak, the devotees told me the subject for today is, what's the subject? Do you know? Who is Krishna? That's the subject for today. Who is Krishna? Raise your hand if you know who is Krishna. Okay, only one person. So excuse me if you've heard this all before, but for the others who don't know who is Krishna, we'll try to explain that today. In the Brahma Samhita, there it is said, Ishvaraha Parama Krishna Sachid Ananda Vigraha Anadi Adir Govinda Savakarna Karanam. Krishna is a Parama Ishvara. That means the supreme controller. It may be that in your house you are in control. Maybe sometimes even in your own house you're not in control. But more powerful than you is the president of the country. And they think, oh, I am in control of the nation. But more powerful is Lord Brahma. He is the first and highest devata, demigod in the whole universe. So there are different levels of controllers. But when you go all the way to the top, the supreme controller of everything, who is controlling all the other controllers completely, without any flaw, without any defect, from whom there is nothing independent at all. That is Krishna, Ishvara Parama Krishna. What does it mean to be Ishvara, the controller? Kartum, akartum, anyata kartum, samartha sa Ishvaraha. This is the definition. One who can do anything or not do anything. Like us, there are many things we want to do, but we cannot do them. And there are many things we don't want to do, but we're forced to do them. We don't have a choice. You have to breathe. You have to eat. You have to grow old and die. But for Krishna, he can do anything. And if he wants, he does not have to do anything. Because only by his will, by his Ichcha Shakti, by his desire, everything will go on automatically. Sometimes we see that Krishna fights with demons. This is just play, because he doesn't have to do anything. He could just raise his eyebrow and they would be evaporated. So either he can fight or he cannot fight. So kartam akartam, the Supreme Lord is that person, he can do anything, or if he wants, not do anything. Anyata kartum, and the opposite of that also. What is that? It seems like there are only two options. Either you do or you don't do. But what is anyata, the other thing? That is that the Supreme Lord is so powerful, inconceivably powerful, that he can undo what has been done. He can do something, and then by a click of his fingers, it never happened and no one remembers it. Undone. Or, what was not done, and suddenly it was done. It happened before. But before it wasn't done. This is the Achincha Shakti, inconceivable power, unlimited power. Agatana Gatana Patiyasi Shakti, the power to make the impossible possible. That is the meaning of Ishvara, one who's actually in control. So Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha. Now this next point is so important. It's one of the biggest obstacles in spiritual life that, first of all, people, they don't believe in God. But if they do believe in God, God is like some kind of plasma, some kind of electronic force that's everywhere. May the force be with you. Like this. Huh? Impersonal, having no form. Why? Because in our everyday experience, the things around us have form, and those forms are limited by 3 dimensions. And so, in accordance with kusanskar, that is the limited impressions of mature experience, we conceive if something has a form, then it must be limited. But because God's unlimited, then he must not have a form. He must be like endless space. But being like endless space, that's a massive limitation. No one ever looked at space and thought, oh, I love you. It's not beautiful. It has no beauty. It cannot smile at you. Space can't be your friend even. So don't think God is like this. The Vedas tell us, Satchid Ananda Vigraha, that God has form, but it's not a limited form. It is not a material form. But it is the Vigraha, that means the condensed embodiment. The absolute essence of Sat, eternal existence. Chit, pure consciousness and transcendental knowledge. And Ananda, joy. Krishi bhu vachaka shabdo nashcha nevriti vachakaha. It is said in the Mahabharata that the syllable Krish means existence. Not a part of existence, but all existence. Everything that exists is called Krish. And Na means Nevritti. That is Ananda, joy. Krish also means attraction. Karshati, he attracts. So Krishna, that person who is the basis of all existence, who is all beautiful and attractive, who is the embodiment of joy, especially the highest joy of love, his name is Krishna. Tayor aikam param brahma Krishna itya vidhiyate. When these 2 syllables, Krish and Na, are put together, then they indicate Parabrahma, the highest truth, the highest reality. Mata parataram nanyat kinchit asti dhananjaya. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, hey Arjun, there is no truth, there is no reality superior to me. So reality is not an empty space or empty light or impersonal, but reality has personality. Don't forget it. Reality has personality. Yes, a person with feelings, with desires, with relationships, with love. So Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadi Radi Govinda. Some people make the pointless argument that if God made everything, then who made God? Oh. Thinking they're so intelligent. But that is because our experience in this material plane is that everything is temporary. So it has a beginning. So you can think in terms of the creator of this world, but beyond this world, beyond time. If God created everything, then you have to say that God made time. So if God made time, then he's beyond time. So he doesn't have to have a beginning. So Anadi Adi Govinda. See, Krishna he has no beginning, but he's the beginning of everything else. Sarva Karana Karanam. He's the cause of all causes. He's the instrumental cause, Nimitta Karan. of everything. And the upadan karan, the ingredient cause, also. So, in this way, this is an introduction to the subject of who is Krishna. But it goes further than that. Why? Because any person can sit and think, oh, there must be a God out there somewhere. But Krishna is not like that. We cannot even conceive of Krishna with our material mind. The mind which is affected by duality. The mind which is affected by the past, present, and future. The mind which is affected by happiness and distress, by heat and cold, by honor and dishonor, by profit and loss, by desire and anger, enmity. The consciousness of a person who is in duality cannot conceive of Krishna, the meaning of this word Krishna. Why? In Srimad Bhagavatam, there it is said, Vadanti tat tattva vitas tattvam yaj jnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti shabdate. Sutta Goswami is saying, the learned persons, wise persons who know the truth, they say that it is called the Advaya Gyan Tattva. Advaya Gyan Tattva. Advaya means non-dual. Gyan means conscious tattva, reality. Krishna is the Advaya Gyan Tattva, the non-dual conscious reality. Unless our consciousness is beyond duality, we cannot be conscious of the non-dual conscious reality. The learned persons call that supreme truth Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Brahman refers to when a person first becomes free from the dualities of this world. Then they become internally illuminated. Upajive bodhilata prabandha verijai Biraja brahmaloka bere paravyoma pai. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu described that when the seed of bhakti, the seed of one's desire to serve Krishna grows, it first pierces the coverings of the universe and goes through the viraja. That means beyond this world of material time and space, beyond this world of the five elements, five gross elements, earth, water, fire, air, and ether, and the four subtle elements, mind, intelligence, ego, and chitta. Beyond that, there is a Viraja river. Viraja means Vigata Raja. There is no passion there. And so one's consciousness goes beyond all the elements, goes beyond all desire and passion, and enters into Brahman. That Brahman is only light, pure spiritual light. But just as light has a source, so this Brahman, it has a source. It is the effulgence, it's the aura of the Supreme Lord, of Ishvara. So that is called the pratamik pratyaksh. The first perception of God is the spiritual light. And one who goes further, they can perceive God as Paramatma. Just as we are not this physical body, we are the soul, Atma, and we are aware of this one body. So similarly, in the heart there is another Atma present. Guham pravistav atmano hi darshayati. In Vedanta Sutra it is said, two souls have entered the cave. Our heart is like a cave and there are two souls there. One soul is you, Atma. And the other soul is Paramatma, the Supreme Soul. The difference is that you are present and aware of one body, but the Paramatma is the same. The Supreme Soul, the same person and present in everyone's heart and aware of everything. He's even inside every atom. And all the universes are also inside of him. So that is Atma, the self, and Paramatma, the supreme consciousness. That Paramatma is Ishvara, the creator, the maintainer and destroyer of this world, the Sakshi, the witness of everything. It is only by the inspiration of Paramatma that we can do anything. Sarvasya chaham hridi sanivisto mataksmiti jnanam apohanam cha. Krishna said, I am the Paramatma in everyone's heart, and I give you memory, knowledge, and forgetfulness. So even all of our psychological thinking processes, completely dependent on God. At any moment, He can withdraw them, can take them away. You see, as you get older, may happen to you or any of your friends, one day stroke. Then can't remember anything, can't move. So all powers, they're not with us. Powers are with God. He gives and He can take away also. So that Supreme Lord, who is the witness and the permitter of all activities in this world, this is Paramatma. So as one becomes more purified by the process of bhakti, after seeing the light, then one can see the Paramatma in the heart of everyone. But this is not the end of the story. Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavaniti Shabdyate. The feature of God who is managing the cosmos, that is not His ultimate feature. Vistabhyaham idam kritsnan eka angshena stito jagat. See, Krishna said, no, I maintain and support all the millions of universes by a small angsa, a small part of myself. That is Paramatma, is expansion of the one supreme Lord Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna does not have any connection or interest in the material world. He is playing in His own transcendental world. So that original aspect of God, that is called Bhagavan. Bhagavan has many avatars, many forms, many incarnations. But the origin of all the forms is Sri Krishna. Just like an actor is one person, but they may go on the stage or be in a movie and play so many different roles. But really it's one actor. So in the same way, there is one Supreme Lord, that is Krishna. And sometimes His Vilas Murti, He has His pastime forms, and He plays in different ways. So that Krishna is the Advaya Gyan Paratattva. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was traveling and he was coming back from Vrindavan on his way to Jagannath Puri. Then on the way he came to Varanasi, Kashi. And there on the bank of the Ganges, in Manikarnikara Gata, he met with who? Do you know? Srila Sanatana Goswami. And he instructed Srila Sanatana Goswami in this truth. Krishnera Swarupa Vichar Shuno Sanatan Advaya Gyan Tattva Braje Prajendanandan. Hey Sanatan, listen to me. I want to tell you about Krishna Swarup, the divine transcendental form of Krishna. He is the son of Nanda Maharaj playing in Braja. But you should know, he is Advaya Gyan Tattva, the non-dual conscious reality. What does that mean? It means that nothing is separate from him. Everything is his Shakti, his potency. Eka desha stitasyagne jyotsna vistarini yata parasya brahmana shaktis tatedam akilam jagat. In the Vishnu Purana it is said, just as a fire is situated in one place, but is present everywhere by its energies of heat and light, so in the same way, see Krishna, the Supreme Lord, is present everywhere, because all things everywhere, they're His energies. Ekameva tat param tattvam swabhavaka chincha shaktya sarva daiva swarupa tad rupa vaibhava jiva pradhan chaturdava tishtate suryanta mandala stit tejo eva mandala tats pratichtavi rupena. In the Bhagavad Sandarbha, there Srila Jiva Goswami Pad, he gives an example that the sun exists always in four features. There is the sun planet, the inner workings of the sun planet, where Surya Deva, the sun god, lives. Then there is the outer, the surface of the sun. And then there are the rays, photons, millions of photons, endless photons emanating from the sun. And then, though there is light, or very far away from the sun, there is also some shadow. That shadow is also the product. It is the absence of the energy of the sun, absence of the light of the sun. So, in the same way, see, Krishna is like that. The shadow, the darkness, is this material world. The rays, the particles of energy coming from the sun, individual photons, that is us, the souls, Jiva. We are the Jivatma, the living entities. So just as the rays, they go out into the darkness of the universe, so we are souls, particles of energy of God, going into the darkness of this material world. Then the planets, the outer surface of the sun planet, that is called Tadrupa Vaibhava, that is compared to Krishna's spiritual world. So it includes all of his associates, all of the eternally perfect angelic personalities with whom he enjoys his pastimes. And then the fourth feature, that is like the sun god. So Krishna is the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead. So just as the sun exists as the internal aspect of the planet, the sun god, the surface of the planet, the rays of the planet, and it also makes shadows. So in the same way, Krishna, his divine realm and associates, the living entities, us, and this material world, all these things taken together are ekameva paramam tattvam. The one reality, indivisible reality. We are, by our intellect, we artificially chop everything into pieces and see the world as a place of random events, of particles just colliding with each other in a random chaos. That is the vision of duality. But when our consciousness is pure and clean, then we'll see Om Purnam Madaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Mudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. See, Krishna is perfect and complete, and everything that emanates from him, such as all the universes, they're also perfect. And they emanate from him, and after some time they enter back into him. So nothing is separate from Sri Krishna. So this is the meaning. Advaya Gyan Tattva, the non-dual conscious reality. If a person can become free from duality, absorbed in Sri Krishna, then they are never touched by suffering, hunger, thirst, what to speak of these things, not even touched by death. One will, that is Amrita, one will become Amrita, immortal. So, Advaya Gyan Tattva, non-dual conscious reality. It's been explained in another way. See, Krishna, being the conscious non-dual reality, he is called Swagat Sajatiya Vijatiya Bhed Rahita. Rahit means devoid of. He's devoid of three types of difference. Swagat Bhed, Sajatiya Bhed, and Vijatiya Bhed. Swagat bhed means difference related to one's own body. For example, your body has parts. They're actually detachable. Don't try this at home, children. Huh? And the parts, they're all different from each other and have different functions. But God is not like that. See, Krishna is indivisible reality. And even though it seems, yes, his eyes are here, his ears are here, his fingers are on his hands and his toes are on his feet. His human-like form is very beautiful. It seems that there's bheda, that there's difference, that there's duality in his form, but actually not. How is that possible? Well, it's not possible for us, but it's possible for Krishna. Why? Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimanti pasyanti panti kalayanti chiram jaganti ananda chinmaya sadujjvala vigrahasya govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. Satchidananda Vigraha, the beautiful effulgent form of Sri Krishna, has senses. But there's no bhed, swagat bhed. There's no difference between any of his senses. You can only see with your eyes. But you cannot eat with your eyes. You can only eat with your mouth. But you cannot see with your mouth. You can smell with your nose. But you cannot taste with your nose or touch with your nose. So each one of our senses is different in function. But though Sri Krishna, he has transcendental variety in his form, but each and every one of the senses of Sri Krishna can perform all the activities of any of the other senses. You know, once Lord Jagannath, he came into the dream of the king of Puri. And he told him, I'm starving. Why don't you feed me? The king said, but my lord, we're offering you Chapan Bhog, 56 preparations again and again all day. Every time we make an offering, and then afterwards we wash your hand, and before your hand is dry, we bring another offering. He said, no, I am starving. Why? You have to get rid of that Sakshi Gopal. There was a deity of Gopal in the temple on the way to the Singhasan of Lord Jagannath. So when the servants, they were coming bringing the bhog, then Gopal was standing there and he saw the bhog and he was eating it by his eyes. So Krishna is like this. His senses are all non-different from the other senses. So Gopal was eating all the bhog offerings that were meant for Lord Jagannath by his eyes. So there was nothing left for Lord Jagannath. So Lord Jagannath said, you have to get rid of this Gopal. And so they took Sakshi Gopal out of the Jagannath temple and he's established in a village about 3 kilometers outside of the city. So Advaya Gyan Tattva, the non-dual conscious reality, is free from 3 types of bhed, 3 types of difference or duality. First one, Swagat bhed. There's no difference in respect to his spiritual body. Then Sajatiya bhed. Sajatiya means same category. Who's in the same category as God? His own avatars and incarnations. Kurma, Matsya, Varaha, Narasingha, and so on. The Supreme Lord has many incarnations as the fish, as a tortoise, as the boar, as Lord Ramachandra, Buddha, Kalki, so many avatars. So one may say, oh, but there's a difference between Krishna and his avatars. Krishna and those are in the same category, the category of God. But the answer is no. The supreme truth is Sajatiya bhed rahita, devoid of difference in regard to that which is in the same category. How is that possible? Very difficult for the material mind to understand. So we can give a simple example. How many moons are there in the sky? Only one. But on the new moon day, you see like a slither, the crescent of the moon. And you say, this is the new moon. And then the next day it becomes bigger, bigger. After 8 days, then you say, oh, this is the half moon. And then after 15 days, then you see Purnima, the full moon. So actually, there's only one moon. But the moon appears to be different depending on how much light it's revealing to us. So in the same way, there are not many gods. There's only one Supreme Lord, that is Krishna. And when he shows different portions or different degrees of his potency, then we call that Kurma, Baraha, Matsya, Narasingha, the various incarnations. It's Krishna himself, but showing different degrees of his potency. Therefore it said, Keshavadrita Dasavidarupa Jai Jagadish Hare. All glories to Krishna, who has appeared in the form of the 10 avatars and also many other avatars. Therefore in the Brahma Samhita he said, Advaitam Achutam Anadim Ananta Rupam Adya Purana Purusham Navanova Yovanamcha Vedeshu Durlabam Adurlabam Atma Bhakto Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship Govinda, the cowherd boy, Krishna of Vrindavan. Advaitam Achutam Anadim Ananta Rupam. He has unlimited forms. But Advaitam, he is non-dual. Advaita, no duality in him. All of those unlimited forms, they are him. They are non-different from him. So, Advaya Gyan Tattva. Krishna is the non-dual conscious reality who is free from Swagat Bhed, duality in respect to his body, and Sajatiya Bhed, duality in respect to his own various incarnations. Now, Vijatiya Bhed. There is no difference between Sri Krishna and those things which are in a different category from him, a separate category. Those things which are not directly God. What is that? Oh, the material world. All these material worlds and planets, all the universes, and also us, the jivas. We are not God. But still, we are not separate from him. Just as the rays of the sun are not separate from the sun. For example, it is said that if there are two things and they do not obstruct or interfere with each other's functions at all, and one is fully under the control of the other, then they cannot be considered to be separate. I can give an example. You know that in your body there's some water. When you get hot, then it comes from the pores of your skin in the form of perspiration. And then when it falls from your body and drops on the ground, what do? You don't say, hey, wait a minute, I've dropped some of my body here. Let me just pick that up and put it back in. Why? No, because once it's separate from your body, it's out of your control. And so you don't consider it's your body anymore. But now consider Mahavishnu, the form of Krishna who creates this world. Mahavishnu lies in the causal ocean, and when he breathes, as he breathes out, millions of universes come from the pores of his skin. They emanate from the pores of his skin. And they exist for some time. And then when he breathes in, then all the universes are dissolved and they enter back into his body. So though the universes are part of the body of the Supreme Lord, they emanate from him, but they remain under his control at every moment. And they enter back into him. You cannot do that. If you have perspiration and a drop of perspiration falls, you cannot make it turn around and come back. But God is not like that. From his spiritual form of Mahavishnu, all the universe is manifest, and at every moment they're still under his control, and then he withdraws them back into his form again. And therefore, Vijatiya Bhed Rahita. There is no difference or no duality between the Lord and those things which are in the separate category, which are not directly God. That is the material universes and us, the jivas. Here we are sitting now inside one universe among millions of universes. And Mahavishnu is just finishing his breathing out. Half of the life of Lord Brahma is his one breath and breathing in the other half. All the universes disappear. So nothing is ever separate from God. Therefore, Krishna is called the Advaya Gyan Tattva, the non-dual conscious reality who is completely free from Swagat Bhed, difference in respect to his body, Sajatiya Bhed, difference in respect to his avatars, and Vijatiya Bhed, difference in respect to the universes and all of us, the souls. So you can't go anywhere to escape Krishna. To think that we are separate or independent from Krishna for any moment is simply darkness of illusion. And we can awaken from that illusion by the chanting of the holy names. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Who is Krishna? Do you know now? Yeah? Who is Krishna? This question can be answered from two prominent perspectives. The first perspective is called Tattva Vichar, a deliberation on Krishna as a tattva, as a metaphysical principle. Metaphysically, he's the ground of being. He's the controller of everything. So we have discussed already the subject of Tattva Vichar, that is, God as a metaphysical principle. But actually, we don't worship God as a metaphysical principle. That is not the object of our worship and love. The object of our worship of love is Krishna, not as the Advaya Gyan Tattva, but as Leela Bihari, the enjoyer of beautiful, loving pastimes. So to understand Sri Krishna as the object of our worship, that is Leela Bihari, the enjoyer of beautiful, loving pastimes, that perspective is called Rasa Vichar, the perspective of divine aesthetics, rasa, beauty, the mellows of love. So in the Vedas it is said, Raso Vaisaha, Rasamai Vayam Lapdonandi Bhavati. The supreme truth is actually not just a tattva, a metaphysical principle, but Raso Vaisaha. He's the embodiment of all the flavors of love. And if anyone will attain the realization of that personality who is the embodiment of all the flavors of love, then they will attain Paramananda, the greatest joy. So that is our telos. If you're wondering, what is the purpose of my life? Then this is the answer. The purpose of our life is to realize our eternal loving relation with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, who is the embodiment of all of the flavors of love. The flavors of love. What does that mean? It means that, perhaps you know, Srishti Sthiti Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Eva Chayeva Yasya Bhuvanani Vibhati Durga Ichanu Rupam Api Yasya Sachasta Sesa Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajam. It is said in the Brahma Samhita that Durga, that is Kali, Parvati, the Shakti of Lord Shiva, she is the goddess of this material energy. And this material energy, Chayeva Yasya, it is a shadow of the spiritual energy. So just as a shadow has the approximately similar forms as the real object, So similarly, the forms that we see in this world are the shadows of their eternally perfect original counterparts in the spiritual plane. And so just as we see in this world different types of relationships, so all those relationships exist in the eternal spiritual world. They've been described as 5. Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. Shanta means the relationship of passive adoration. It may be there's some powerful, famous personality, and you never get to meet them. You only know of them, and you think of them, you remember them. That is a passive adoration from far away, but no actual direct service. That is called Shantarasa, the mellow of love in passive adoration. Then superior to this is the Dasya Rasa, the relationship of a servant with their master. Because the servant is very proud of his master. He feels mamata, possessiveness. Oh, he's my master and I'm his servant. And he directly serves his master. And then higher than Dasras, the relationship of servants, is the Sakkarasa. That means friendship. The speciality of friendship is, even though the servant serves his master, and friends also serve each other, but there's a difference between the servant and the master in status. The master has high status, and the servant is in the junior position. But among friends, they have equal status. So in the spiritual world, it's possible to be on an equal level as a friend of Krishna. That is called Sakkaras, the flavor of love, of friendship. And also higher than this, Vatsalya Rasa. Just as in this world, there is parental love, the love of a parent for a child. So the origin of this principle here is the parental love of Mother Yashoda in the Leela, in the play of Krishna. He plays like an ordinary human being, and he relishes the love of his eternal associate Yashoda and Nanda as mother and father, and many other persons who play a role of more elderly persons in his pastimes and love him like their own child. And then the highest mellow of love is called Madhurasa, romantic love. That is the love of the gopis of Vrindavan. So just as in this world, the very closest and most intimate relation is between the lover and beloved, the hero and the heroine. So also in the spiritual world, that is the fullest type of love for Krishna, Madhurya Rasa, the mellow, the flavor of romantic love. So in the Rasa Vichar, Krishna is not seen as God. To see Krishna as God becomes a great obstacle for in the relishment of love. You know that God is omnipotent, all-powerful, omnipresent, present everywhere, and omniscient. He knows everything. Now just imagine if you had all those qualities, how would your life be? You could not relish very close, intimate friendship and relation with others. Let's say you want to play some game. You want to play a game like chess or anything. And then what happens? You know all the moves he's going to do, and you win and you're bored. It was a foregone conclusion that you were going to win because you know everything. You're omniscient and all-powerful. You see? There's no excitement. Let's say if today was your birthday and you're invited to come to this place, and then you walk through the door and all your friends here and they've decorated with balloons and there's a big sign and say, "Happy birthday, surprise." But if you're omniscient, then you would walk in and say, "I knew you were going to do that." There will be no surprise at all. But because you're not omniscient, when your friends surprise you, then your heart moves. Tears come in the eyes and the heart is melting. "Oh, thank you so much. You're so kind, so loving and affectionate." You see? So being all-powerful and being all-knowing is an obstacle to relishing close love with other beings. And therefore, the supreme feature of God is not the feature of God who is playing as the controller of everyone, but rather Madhurya Bhagavata sa Braje koile parcha Taha shuka vyasera nandan Stani stani bhagavate Vaniyachi janaite Taha shuni mate bhaktagan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed Sanatana Goswami, the essence of God is madhurya, sweetness, not power. Power is not the essence of Godhood. The essence of Godhood is madhurya, sweetness, to play like a human being, but in eternally perfect relationships. So madhurya bhagavata sa, braja koile paracha, and that sweetness of love is manifested in Braja, Krishna's Vrindavan Leela. Taha Sukha Vyasara Nandan. And that confidential pastime has been described by Shukadeva Goswami, the son of Vyasadeva, here and there in Srimad Bhagavatam. And when the saints, the saintly persons, pure devotees, they hear about the pastimes of Sri Krishna, they become intoxicated. Why? Because when the ears become purified by bhakti, hearing about Krishna and actually seeing Krishna is the same thing. Because he is Advaya, non-dual. So when we come to the platform of non-duality, then hearing about Krishna is the same as seeing him, smelling him, hearing him. Everything is included in Sravana. Everything is included in Kirtana. Everything is included in Smarna. All the Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasagandha, Krishna's sound, his touch, his taste, his fragrance, his beauty is included in the sound of the holy name, in the sound of Harikatha. This is why we say in Vrindavan, Pat Ute, Pada Ute. When the saint sits on the Vyasasana and begins to describe the pastimes of Krishna, it is as if the curtain rises. You know, if you go to a theater, you sit down, then the orchestra starts to play, then the curtain rises and you see before your eyes the drama. So in the same way, when a pure Vaishnava is speaking, it is as if the curtain of Maya rises. And then you look and you see the drama of Krishna's pastimes. That is actual hearing. If you are just hearing and noting down a few bits of data, collecting some information, that is actually not hearing yet. The ear is still impure and contaminated. Anyway, go on chanting and hearing. Slowly the senses will become purified. Atasi Krishna namadi nabhavad grayam indriyai. Sevanmukhi jivado swayameva spuratyada. The senses will be purified, and then Krishna's beauty and qualities and pastimes will spontaneously manifest themselves. So, who is Krishna? Krishna is the object of love of his devotees. And everyone sees Krishna in a different way, depending on what type of love they have, or if they don't have love also. When Krishna comes to this world and manifests his pastimes here, those who don't have love, they don't relish his sweetness. Because the sweetness of Krishna is realized according to the degree of your love. You see, if you have love, if there's a child and the child is ugly, his teeth are sticking out, his eyes are crossed, but his mother still calls him, oh, Kamal Nayan, my lotus-eyed boy. Why? Because love is like that. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. The more love you have, the more you can see beauty. So in the same way, those who don't have love, they don't think that Krishna is beautiful. And those who have love, the more love they have, the more beautiful he is. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, it's described, Malanam asanir ninam naravarastrinam smaro mortimam gopanam swajano shatam shitubam shastam sopistro shishu mrityu bojabate virada vidusham tatvam param yoginam vrishninam paradeva teti vidito rangam gata sagrajaha. When Krishna came to Mathura and he entered into the wrestling arena of Kamsa Maharaj for a wrestling match, and it was a stadium, there were thousands of people there. And at that time, thousands of people were all looking at Krishna at the same time. And at the same time, he was the object of all the rasas. Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya and Madhurya. 5 primary rasas and also 7 secondary rasas. Hasya, Bhuta, Virya, Karuna, Rodha, Vibhatsa, Bhayanak. Love also has other flavors, secondary flavors, such as hasya. Hasya means comedy. Krishna is the funniest person that you could ever meet. People are attracted to comedy. So hasya, hasyaras, comedy. Adbhut, adbhut means astonishment, wonder. Everything that Krishna does is full of wonder. Virya, virya means chivalry. He's brave, he's courageous, he's adventurous. Hasya, Bhuta, Virya, Karunya. Karunya means compassion. You know? Sometimes people, they want to watch a movie that makes them cry and they feel compassion, they feel sorry for the actor in the drama. So Karunras, compassion, is also attractive. Hasya, Bhuta, Virya, Karuna, Rodra. Rodra means anger. Bibats means disgust. And Bhai means fear. Sometimes people, they go to see a movie that's going to scare the life out of them. So actually all the different emotions, all the types of love and the various emotions that they can be mixed with, they are present in Sri Krishna. And at that moment when he stepped into the wrestling arena of Kamsa Maharaj in Mathura, he became the object of all of the 5 primary and 7 secondary flavors of love. So Mala Nam Asanirninam means there were some wrestlers there who were about to fight with Krishna. And when they looked at him, they didn't see as he really is. You know, Sri Krishna's body is soft as butter. His body is soft as fresh butter. But they looked at Krishna and they saw that he was as hard as a thunderbolt. Why? Because they actually didn't have love. And they experienced the Rodra, anger. It is not the transcendental rasa because they don't have love, so that is a rasa bas. The rasa bas, the shadow of the rasa of anger towards him. Nrinam, Naravara, and the general persons of the Yadu dynasty saw him as a great hero. Oh, look at this hero. And they relished Vira rasa. And also Adbhut, they were astonished by him. Srinam Smaro Murtimam. There were so many young ladies in the audience there, and they were the princesses from the royal families of Mathura. And when they saw Krishna, they were attracted to him in romantic love, Sringarasa. They thought, who is this young man? He looks like a Cupid himself. It is as if the god of love, Cupid, has appeared before us. Gopanam Swajano Satam. And Krishna came there with his friends, cowherd boys of Vrindavan. The cowherd boys were seeing Krishna and feeling Sakyara's friendship. And the Hasiras, because friends like to tease and joke with each other. Shitu Bhujam Shashtam. There were some demonic kings there who were the associates and allies of Kamsa. So the demonic kings, when they saw the Sri Krishna, then they were against him. They felt the Vira rasa. They wanted to fight with him. So Pitro Shishu, his father was there, Nanda Maharaj. And he was thinking, and others, the elderly gopas, elderly cowherd people. They were thinking, oh, Krishna is like our son. And they felt Vatsalyaras, parental love, and also Karunras, because he's just a boy, and now he's going into a very dangerous place, and so many huge wrestlers want to kill him, and they felt compassion for him. Mrityu Bhojapate and Kamsa Maharaj. He was the king. He was there sitting on his throne, and when he saw Krishna, he became afraid, Bhayanakras. He was filled with fear. Why? Because before Sri Krishna was born, the devatas, an aerial voice says, Asyaste astamo garbo bahase Buddha. Hanto yam bahase Buddha. An aerial voice said to Kamsa Maharaj, you fool Kamsa, the 8th child of Devaki whose chariot you are driving will kill you. So now Kamsa Maharaj was seeing Krishna, and he saw Krishna as death personified, and he became afraid. Mrityu Bhojapate Virad Bidasham. There were ignorant persons there, and they looked at Krishna and they became disgusted. Why? Because on the way to the wrestling arena, Kamsa Maharaj had put a war elephant, Kuvalayapida, and tried to kill him. They had a driver on his back, and the driver made the war elephant attack Krishna. But Krishna threw the war elephant down and broke off his tusks, and they beat the elephant to death with his own tusk, and the driver as well. So when Krishna was beating the elephant to death, it was a bit messy, and there was blood splashing here and there. And this blood was spattered on the body of Krishna. So when he entered into the wrestling arena, he was sweating a little bit from the fighting, and with spots of blood, and the common people went, disgust, bibatsarasa. Tatvam param yoginam. And there were some persons who were there in the arena, great yogis. There were great yogis with long hair in jata, in matted locks, always meditating on the Paramatma, on the super soul in the heart. So when they saw Krishna come into the wrestling, they said, oh, that Paramatma that we are meditating on every day for thousands of years. The Paramatma, four-handed form of Vishnu, appears in the heart of the yogis. And they looked and saw, oh, that Paramatma has come out, and here he is. So they saw Krishna as the Param Tattva, the supreme truth, and so their relationship was distant from him. It was a passive adoration, that is Shantarasa. Vrishninam paradevateti vidito rangam gata sagraja. And the members of the Vrishni dynasty, the Yadu dynasty, they see Krishna as their worshipable God, and they want to serve him. So they had dasyaras, the mood of servants towards Sri Krishna. So what is being told in the Taittiriya Upanishad, Raso Vaisaha, the supreme truth is the embodiment of all the mellows and flavors of love. No one could clearly understand it unless it will be presented before us. So when Sri Krishna came to this world and he entered into the wrestling arena, then it was revealed, and Shukadeva Goswami described it, how Krishna is the object of all the flavors of love. See, Krishna has 64 qualities. Any soul, if they're very qualified, they can have up to 50 virtues. Lord Brahma and Shiva, they may have 55 virtues. And Lord Narayan, he may have 60 virtues. But see, Krishna, see, this is the question today. What's the question? Yeah. Who is Krishna? Yes. Krishna is the Supreme Lord, the only person who has 64 virtues in full. He has 4 virtues which are not present in any other manifestation of God. 4 types of madhuri, 4 types of sweetness. His rupa madhuri, the sweetness of his form. His venu madhuri, the sweetness of his flute playing. His lila madhuri, the sweetness of his pastimes. And especially prema madhuri. He is the only form of God that relishes so many different types of sweet prema madhuri. So this is the speciality, the uniqueness of Sri Krishna. And of all the qualities of Krishna, 2 are the most important. What is that? Bhakta Vatsalyata. That means he's very affectionate to his devotees. And Prema Vasyata. He's controlled by love. These are his most glorious, glorious qualities. Who would not surrender to such a Krishna who is so affectionate? If you become Krishna's devotee, he'll shower you with the ocean of affection. You cannot imagine. The love that everyone is searching for, you cannot find in this world. You will find it only when you surrender to Sri Krishna. And not only that, though he's the supreme controller, he forgets himself. In the spiritual world, not only do those who love Krishna forget that he's God, even Krishna forgets that he's God and plays as their friend, as their child, as their sweetheart. So Krishna is prema vasyata. He's controlled by love. Srila Bilvamangal Thakur, he's described this quality of Krishna's prema vasyata. It is quite a contrary thing. There are many things, aspects about Krishna which are the opposite. When people think of God, the truth is the exact opposite. Because Krishna is called the Viruddha Dharma Ashray, the shelter of the contradictory characteristics. So Bilvamangal Thakur, he was glorifying Krishna and he said, Gopalangana kardameshu viharam vipradvare lajjase brushe go brishahunkrita stuti satar monam vidatse satam dasyam gokula punkshaleshu kurushe swamnana dantatmasu gyatam Krishna tavangri pankaja yugam premaika labhyam muhu. The meaning is this. There are Brahmanas who are very learned in the Vedas and they have all sattvic qualities. And every day they're performing fire sacrifices. Om Narayanaya Swaha. Om Narayanaya Swaha. Swaha. And they pray to God to appear there in their pure sacrificial altar. But even though they make so many oblations in the fire and they chant so many mantras, but our Krishna, he's shy and he never goes there. He never goes to the pure sacrificial place of those Brahmanas. Where does he go? Gopalangana kadamesha viharam. He's rolling around in cow dung in the courtyard of Nanda and Yashoda, in the houses of the Gops and Gopis of Vrindavan. He immediately goes running there and he plays with his friends and rolls around in the dust there. Yeah, so beautiful. But if the Brahmanas doing yagas call him, he's shy. He'll not go there. Duri pade ati shobhita chamju taisi bani shira sundar choti kelata kata pire angana paga panjani bajati pirika choti bachabi rasa khana bilokit bharata kama kalani dikoti kak ke baga bare sajani harihat ko lega ma kanuroti. One poet is saying, oh, Krishna is a little baby, only 2 years old. Duri Bareya Tisobita Shamju, and he's playing in the garden. in the courtyard of the Gops and Gopis. And his body is naked. And his body is covered in dust. And he looks so beautiful, decorated in dust. And his mother has tied his hair up. And decorated him. She gave him a little yellow cloth around his waist. And his ankles are decorated with nupur that are tinkling as he's running around here and there restlessly in the garden. Never stays in one place. You know what a 2-year-old child is like? Going around. And what is he doing? Oh, he's eating. He's got some makana roti, some butter and some bread in his left hand, because he doesn't know. Don't eat with your left hand. Supposed to eat with the right hand. But he's only 2, so anyway, he eats with both hands. You should sit down and eat. But he's running around playing and eating with both hands at the same time. Why? Because he's only 2. How beautifully. Vacha bikora sakana bilokita. How beautiful is Krishna. He's so charming at that moment that even he's more charming than 10 million forms of Cupid. He's stealing from the millions of treasure houses of the beauty of Cupid. And there, as he's playing in the garden, do you know that Krishna is a thief? Oops. You know? He's makanchor. He's so naughty, he goes to the houses of the neighbors and he sneaks in and he steals butter from them. All the time, he's so naughty. And then the neighbors, they come and complain to his mother. Hey, Saki, oh Yashode, your boy is coming to my house and he's stealing butter. Sometimes he's feeding it to the monkeys. Mother Yashoda said, oh, no, he's trying to help you. The monkeys were trying to steal your butter and he was going to try to protect the butter for you. Krishna is like that. Someone catches him, why are you stealing my butter? Say, I am not stealing butter. He said, then why is there butter on your face? Krishna, oh, you see, there was a monkey and I came to protect your butter from the monkey. And when I tried to stop him, then the monkey put the butter on my face. So Krishna is like this. And again, all the neighbors are coming and complaining to him. Then finally, Mother Yashoda has to give him some chastisement. Makana ki chori chor kanaiya mai samjhau tore. Oh, makana ki chori chor kanaiya mai samjhau tore. मैं समझाऊं तो कन्हैया मैं समझाऊं तो मैं समझाऊं तो कन्हैया मैं समझाऊं तो मक्खन की चोरी चोर कन्हैया मैं समझाऊं तो now like Gaya Nanda Baba ko Gaya Nanda Baba ko. Now like Gaya Nanda Baba ko Ditnaya makan ho Makan ki chori chori Kanaya Mai samjhau to. Mother Yashoda calls her boy, hey Kanaya, try to understand. Stealing is wrong. The small children, they cannot understand what is stealing, what is not stealing. So, try to understand stealing is wrong. Don't you know your father Nanda Maharaj has 900,000 cows. And so much milk comes from them. So our pantry is full of milk and butter and so many delicious things. So there's no need to go stealing from the neighbors. Do you understand, Krishna? Try to understand stealing is wrong. Then Krishna said, oh mother, I know, but I cannot stop myself. Why? Why can Krishna not stop himself from stealing from the neighbors? How can God steal? Everything belongs to God. He's not a thief of butter. He's a thief of hearts. He goes there to play in their houses. And by this, he tastes their love. By stealing butter, he tastes the flavor of their love and steals their hearts. This is Sri Krishna. So Gopalangana Kadameshu Beharan Vipradjali Lajjase Brushe Gobrash Honkata Suti Satir Monam Vidatse Satam. There are so many sages and rishis, and they're uttering the mantras of the Vedas. Om Sahasasisha Purusha Sahasrakshas Sahasapati Sabhumin Visvato Britva Atyatistad Dashangulam Purusave Vedagam Savam Yadbhutam Yatstavavyam Utam Ritatpasyesana Yadannena Tirohati. Crickets. No reply. Even though the sages, they're uttering so many mantras of the Vedas, and when they finish their prayers, there's no answer. But in Vrindavan, when the cows are running through the forest, they go, Krishna hears the cows say, oh, I'm coming, wait for me. Why? Because in Vrindavan, even the cows have love. And Krishna is controlled by that love, not by so many mantras of the Vedas. Dasyam Gokula Pungskalishu Kuruse Somnam Nadam Patmasu. There are so many yogis. And the yogis, they have, by doing pranayama, Anulom Pratyom Pranayama, they will do pratyahara, they withdraw all their senses. And they go into samadhi, into a trance. But what about the gopis of Vrindavan? Their senses are out of control. They're supposed to be staying in their homes and doing their housework. But when they hear the beautiful sound of Sri Krishna's flute in the forest, then they become out of control and run, leaving everything to go to meet with him. So they're called Punkshali. Punkshali means a lady who is not very fixed in her duties. She gets distracted. So how wonderful it is that Sri Krishna doesn't want to be the Swami. He doesn't want to be the master of those yogis who have completely controlled their senses. But Dasyam Gokula Pungsilisho. He wants to become the Das. He wants to become the servant of the gopis who have no control at all. They cannot check themselves. So Krishna is like this. His pastimes are full of contradictions. But how can we reconcile this? Why does Sri Krishna not go to the fire yagya, but rolls around in the cow dung, in the courtyards of the gops and gopis? Why does he not give an answer to the Vedic mantras, but he answers the cows in the forest? Why does he not become the master of the yogis, but he becomes the servant of the cowherd girls? Fickle teenage cowherd girls. Why? Jatam Krishna tavangri pankada yugam premaika labhya mohu. The conclusion is that, oh Krishna, I know that your lotus feet are only attained by love. So Krishna's main quality, who is Krishna? He is that person who is prema vasyata. He is controlled by love. In Braja, Shesha Mahesha Ganesha Dinesha Suresha Yahi Nirantar Gawe Yahi Anadi Ananta Akhanda Acheda Abeda Subeda Batawe Narase Sukha Vyasarate Pachi Harito Puni Parna Pahar Tahia Hiki Choharia Chach Par Chachpe Nachana Chawe. You know, there's a great God, Shesh, Ananta Shesh. He holds all the universes like a mustard seed on his head. Shesh. Ganesh. He's the scribe of Vyasadeva and the son of Lord Shiva. Removes all obstacles. Shesha, Ganesha, Mahesh. Lord Shiva himself destroys all the universes when he does Tandava Nritya, the dance of destruction. Shesha, Ganesha, Mahesha, Dinesh, the sun god. How can the universe go on without the sun? Suresh, Indra, the king of heaven. Shesha, Mahesha, Ganesha, Dinesha, Suresha, Yahi, Nirantara Gawe. All of these great powerful demigods continuously sing the glories of someone. Who is that someone? Yahi Anadi Ananta Akhanda Acheda Abheda Bheda-abheda-tattva. That supreme person who is glorified in the Vedas as Anadi, having no beginning. Ananta, having no end. Akhanda, who is indivisible. Non-dual. Narada Seisuka Vyasarate. Narad Muni glorifies that person to Vyasadeva, the compiler of the Vedas. Vyasadeva is constantly glorifying that person to Shukadeva Goswami, the speaker of Bhagavatam. Shukadeva Goswami is glorifying that person continually. And in this way, all the great personalities throughout the universe continuously glorify that powerful supreme being until they are sweating and they become exhausted, and still they cannot come to the end of his glories. But that very person in Braja, Tahiya Hirki Choria Chachpar Chachpe Nacha Nachawe. If one old lady has some buttermilk, buttermilk is not very expensive. It's just left over after you make the butter. If one old lady takes some buttermilk in the palm of her hand and she approaches that supreme person in Braja, he's playing as Gopal and says, "Oh, Gopal, if you do a dance for me, I'll give you some buttermilk." And then baby Krishna looks at the buttermilk, and then some water comes on his tongue, and then he begins to dance. "Oh, give me the charge." Oh, yes. And he's sipping the charge from the hand of an old woman. So all the great powerful demigods, they're glorifying the supreme controller. But in Braj, that person, Krishna, he's dancing for a worthless powerful of buttermilk. Why? Basantihi premi gunana vastuni. It is said that the virtue of an offering doesn't lie in its worldly value or its worldly quality. The virtue of an offering is the love with which it is offered. So that Krishna is Prema Vasita, he is controlled by the love of his devotees. Shukadeva Goswami, he said, Bibati Kwachit Abgyaptaha Pitakunmanupadakam. That means the old ladies in Braj, they call baby Krishna and they tell him, "Oh, can you bring your mother's wooden measuring jug?" And then little baby Krishna goes running and picks up the wooden jug and comes back and gives it to them. "Oh, thank you." "Oh, your father is coming back from the work. He's coming back from the tending the cows and overseeing the business of Braja. So your father is coming, bring his shoes." Then baby Krishna goes running and picks up the wooden paduka of Nanda Maharaj on his head, and dancing comes and gives his shoes to his father. Very nice. Pita kunmana padakam. "Oh, now your father wants to sit down. Can you bring his wooden seat, his wooden asana?" So then baby Krishna's running, and the asana it's bigger than the measuring pot and bigger than the shoes. So then Krishna, he tries to get the seat, but he cannot pick it up. And then he feels embarrassed. And then he slaps his arms like this, showing, "I'm strong, but I cannot pick up this wooden seat of my father." So Shukadeva Goswami has described this in Srimad Bhagavatam. Sometimes when Krishna gets older, then that is the Vatsalya Rasa. Sometimes when Krishna is getting older, then he's a boy, 6 years old, then he's playing in the forest with his friends, relishing Sakyarasa, the mellow of friendship. Sometimes they're climbing trees together. Sometimes they're playing hide and seek. Sometimes they're wrestling. So Shukadeva Goswami said, Uvaha Krishna Bhagavan Sridamanam Parajitaha. All the boys were standing in a circle, and that was their wrestling arena. And two boys were in the middle fighting. And one boy, he put the other boy down on his back on the ground and then he jumped up and said, I am the winner. I am the winner. Who can fight me? I challenge anyone. So then see Krishna pushes his other friends out of the way. Stand back, stand back. The earth trembles beneath my feet. I scatter the clouds in the sky with my trunk. Oh Sridham, you are trembling in fear like a deer. Quickly run away, because now see Krishna, the formidable, invincible war elephant, is entering the fight. Like this. So the boys they brag and they make each other laugh with so many jokes. Then Krishna enters the circle and all the boys are very eager to see this fight and they're clapping their hands. And Krishna is wrestling with his friend Sridham. And Sridham trips Krishna and drops him on the ground and jumps on top. And then Sridham got up. I am the winner. I am the winner. But then Krishna jumped up and said, I am the winner. I am the winner. All the other boys, oh, this Krishna, what is he saying? How can you say that you're the winner? Krishna said, why? Because Sridham's nose was facing down and my nose was facing up. So I am the winner. But then they persuaded him, no. Look, you have lost, and so you have to pay the price. When the boys wrestle with each other, then whoever is the loser, they have to carry the winner on their shoulder through the forest. So Shukadev Goswami said, Uvaha Krishna Bhagavan Sridamanam Parajitaha. Because Krishna lost in the wrestling match, so now he's carrying Sridham on his shoulders through the forest. So this is the relishment of Sakyarasa. And the highest mood, that is the Madhurya Rasa. Oh, that is very confidential. Harim Madishyate Rajo Bara Purata Sangamayatya Tama Brajabamadrisham Na Parati Prakatam Sava Drisha Suterapi. You know that an ordinary person, they cannot see God, they cannot know God. Why? Because their vision is covered by Rajas and Tamas. By Rajas, the mode of passion, and Tamas, the mode of ignorance. In Gita, Krishna said, Tribi Gurna Maya Bhava Ebi Sarvamidam Jagat. The whole world does not know me because I am above the gunas and they are below the gunas. Just like you may say, today the sun is not shining, but the sun is shining every day. It is us who are beneath the clouds, so we cannot see the sun. So Krishna is always shining. Purnamritadde. He's an ocean of nectar, always shining. But we are in this world covered by the gunas, below the gunas. So Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, he's saying that the ordinary persons, they don't know God because they're covered by Rajas and Tamas. But even the enlightened, omniscient sages who know all the Vedas, the pastimes of Krishna with the gopis of Vrindavan are even covered for them by Raja and Tama. Then you may say, but they are free, they are beyond Raja and Tama. The enlightened sages. Oh, no, there's a different type of Raja and Tama. What is that? Harimudishyate rajo bara purata sangamayattamum tama. When Krishna in the evening time, he returns from taking the cows to graze in the forest. He's coming back to the village. At that time, all the air becomes filled with dust. Raised the goduli, raised by the hooves of the cows. And the sun is setting and the darkness of night is coming. At that time, all the young gopis of Vrindavan, their hearts are very eager because they know that very soon we'll go and secretly meet with Krishna. So the secret meeting of Krishna and the gopis of Vrindavan is also covered by a certain Raja and Tama. Here, Raja doesn't mean Rajagun. Raja means Brajaraj, dust of Braja. The dust of Braja rises and it hides the pastimes of Sri Krishna. And the sun sets and the tama, the darkness comes. And so to understand the sweetness of Sri Krishna's pastimes with Brajagopis, this is not a very easy thing or cheap thing. For that, one will have to surrender completely. To be in the shelter of a Sadguru, Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru, and pure Vaishnavas. And chant every day. Oh, not less than 64 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Take shelter of Vrindavan and hear the beautiful pastimes of Sri Krishna from the lips of Rasik Vaishnavas. Only then one will be able to enter into the confidential pastimes of Sri Krishna. Who is Sri Krishna? Adaram Maduram Badana Maduram Nayanam Maduram Hasitam Maduram Haridayam Maduram Gamanam Maduram Maduradipate Akilam Maduram. He's the Madhupati. That means he's the emperor of all sweetness. Adaram Maduram, his lips are sweet. Vadanam Maduram, his face is sweet. Nayanam Maduram, his eyes are sweet. Hasitam Maduram, he is laughing, he's sweet. Hridayam Maduram, his heart is sweet. Gamanam, and the way that he moves is sweet. Everything is sweet about the emperor of all sweetness. The gopis of Vrindavan, they relish that sweetness to the highest degree. Sri Krishna himself has said, E prema dware nitya radhika ekali amara madhuryam rita ashwade sakali. It is only through the strength of her love that Radhika, she's the only person who can taste the amrita, the nectar of my sweetness fully. Madhuram Madhuram Vapur Asya Vibho Madhuram Madhuram Badanam Madhuram Mridu Gandhi Aho Smitam Etad Aho Madhuram 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 Madhuram. This is an easy verse to learn. Srila Bhagavan Thakur is saying that Madhuram Madhuram Vapurasya Vibho, the body of Krishna is not only sweet, but there's no word more than that. So we can only say that the body of Krishna is Madhuram Madhuram, sweet, sweet. But all the sweetness of the body of Sri Krishna, it is collected in his face. Madhuram Madhuram Badanam Madhuram. So in regard to the face of Krishna, all we can say is Madhuram Madhuram Madhuram. Madhugandha Medusmitam Etadaho. But on his face is, if his body is the kingdom of sweetness, then his face is a throne. And sitting upon the throne of his face, the emperor of sweetness, is his smile, which is a fragrant from drinking honey wine. So how sweet is the smile of Sri Krishna? We can only say Madhuram, 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 Madhuram 4 times. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was describing to Sanatana Goswami the sweetness of Sri Krishna, how that is relished through the highest love of the gopis of Vrindavan and Radhika, then his Mahaprabhu, in the mood of Srimati Radharani, he said, Smita kiran sukapure paise adara madure se madur matai tribhubhane Bangsi chidra akase taraguna shabde paise dvani rupa paya parinamo. The meaning is, Radhika said, See, Krishna's lips are so sweet. And when he smiles, then his teeth shine. And that's the shining of his teeth is like camphor. You know, if you have a sweet rice and you add some camphor, then it becomes so delicious. So the nectar of his lips is made fragrant with the camphor of the shine of his smile. And all the sweetness of his body and his face is collected there in the nectar of his lips, made fragrant by the camphor of his smile. And then he takes his flute. And when Sri Krishna begins to blow upon his flute, then all that collected sweetness enters into the holes of the flute and is transformed. Dvani rupapaya parinam, it is transformed into sound. And that is the Venu Nad. Understand? The sound of Sri Krishna's flute is the condensed essence of all of his sweetness. Is Krishna playing the flute now? Yes, can you hear it? No, keep listening. So when Krishna takes the flute to his lips and he blows upon his flute, why? Because the love he has for Radhika and the gopis of Vrindavan is inexpressible in words. If he'll try to mention it, his voice will be choked. And so he pours out his heart in the form of the flute song. And when that flute song travels through the air and it enters into the ears of gopis, then Radhika is saying, Sakhi he Krishna madhurya amritera sindhu Mora manasanipati sabapiti korimati Durdai bado nade ekobindu. Oh, my dear friends, when I hear the sound of Sri Krishna's flute, it's like an ocean of nectar. It's a vast ocean of nectar, of his sweetness and his beauty. And at once my heart, it wants to drink the whole ocean. I become like a sanipati. Sanipati means if a person has a cholera, it's a very painful disease. And in the very last moment of that disease, that is called the Dashama Dasha, in the 10th stage of that illness, one becomes extremely thirsty. He becomes so thirsty. That person is desperate to drink. And lying on the bed, they call out to their relatives, oh, bring me water, bring me water. And then the relatives come with water, but the doctor says, no, don't give water. Don't give even one drop. Why? Because in that state, if you'll take one drop of water, it will kill you, you will die. So the doctor will prevent anyone. Don't give the patient any water. So Srimati Radhika herself says, I am like that. When I hear the sound of Sri Krishna's flute, then I see the ocean of his sweetness. And my heart is so thirsty, as if I have Sanipat Rog. I'm in the last moment of this disease. I'm so thirsty, I feel I'm going to die. And I want to drink all the ocean of his beauty. But Durdaivaidya na de ekabindu. But Durdaiva, that means my destiny. It is my misfortune. My own misfortune is just like a doctor and says, no, don't give her one drop. No, you cannot have one drop of Krishna's sweetness. So is it true? Is it true that Radharani has never drunk even one drop of Krishna's sweetness? Krishna himself said, Amarama Duryam Rita Ashore Sakali. She fully tastes my sweetness. But what it means is that the love of Radhika is so intense that her prem is like a premamoyi trishna, an unquenchable loving thirst. You imagine if you're thirsty and you drink 1 liter of water, 2 liters of water, you feel satisfied. But what if you had an unquenchable thirst? If you have an unquenchable thirst, then you drink 1 liter, 2 liters, 10 liters, 20 liters, and you feel like you have not had even one drop. So Srimati Radhika is like that. Her prem, her thirst to love Krishna and serve Krishna is so intense, even though she relishes his unlimited beauty again and again, but she feels, I have not tasted even a single drop. So that love of Srimati Radhika, that is the highest. And so, because Krishna is controlled by love, therefore, he is most controlled by Srimati Radhika. Therefore, if you ask the question, who is Krishna? We can say from the beginning, he's Ishvara, he's the controller, he's God. We can say Advaya Gyan Paratattva, he's the non-dual reality who can only be realized by those who are beyond the dualities of this world. But this is from the point of view of Tattva. And from the point of view of Rasa, of love, who is Krishna? Oh, Krishna is Subal Saka. He's the friend of Subal, cowherd boy. Who is Krishna? He's Yashoda Nandan. He's the son of Yashoda. He's a child playing in the garden. Oh, I didn't complete that poem. My mind went here and there. Remember we were saying Krishna is playing in the garden with the roti, with the bread and butter in his left hand. He's so naughty, he's going from door to door stealing. But baby Krishna was standing there in the garden and he was looking around, and what happened? Suddenly, Kakaki baga bare sajani, hari hat ko le gaya ma kana roti. A crow. A crow. You know, that's like the lowest of birds. A black crow, they always go to the rubbish dump. One crow quickly flew down and snatched the bread and butter from the hand of Krishna and flew away. And then Krishna was crying, Ma, Ma. How beautiful he looks at that moment when he's crying over bread and butter. Because that king of thieves, his bread and butter was stolen by a lowly crow. This is Vrindavan, so full of contradictions. So who is Krishna? He is that boy crying in the garden that the crow stole his bread and butter. And Mother Yashoda's running, oh, Lala, Lala, come here, don't cry, and taking Krishna in her lap. Who is Krishna? Krishna is the beloved of the Braja Gopis. And most of all, who is Krishna? He is not only Gopinath, but he is Radhanath, Radhakanta. He is Radharaman. Radharaman ki jai. Vale Vrindavan Bihari Lala ki jai. Jai Jai Sri Radhe Shah. So one more thing I want to say. Who is Krishna? Krishna is his holy name. This is the most important thing. Don't forget this. Nama Chintamani Krishnas Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Sudho Nityamukto Abhinatvam Nama Namino. In Svetashvata Upanishad, it is said the name of Krishna is a wish-fulfilling jewel. It's Chintamani. If you have a Chintamani, that is a jewel that can fulfill any desire. If you hold that in your hand, whatever you want will become true. So the holy name is like that. If you take your japamala and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, whatever you want will become true. So be careful what you want. Don't ask for any material things because you'll regret it. Only ask for Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha, that Krishna who is the embodiment of all rasa, all mellows of love. Purna, he is complete. Purna Shuddho, completely pure. Nitya, he is eternal. He will never die. I know many of you, you have a dog, but your dog will die and you'll cry. But if you love Krishna, he will never die. Nitya, he is eternal. Mukta, and liberated. Those who love him, they transcend this world also. And Abhinatvam Nama Namino, that means he's non-different from his name. All the power and all the sweetness, all the pastimes of Krishna are there in this name, Hare Krishna. So, with great determination and humility, every day, very strictly with discipline, try to sit and with your japamala, chant the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And your creeper of devotion will grow and carry you beyond the coverings of this material world, beyond Brahman, beyond Paramatma, to Bhagavan and beyond also, to Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. Sadhu, sadhu. So I want to express my thanks to very near and dear associates and beloved devotee of Srila Prabhupada, Buddhimanta Prabhu, Buddhimanta Khan Prabhu. Everywhere is like a desert. There's no nourishment. There's no shelter anywhere from the heat of material suffering. But by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and the mercy of Buddhimanta Khan Prabhu, here is your oasis, where you can come and be peaceful and have the darshan of Sri Krishna and engage in the service of Krishna and serve Krishna along with your spiritual family. Wherever you are from. It is called Hare Krishna Community Center. So whoever you are and wherever you're from, everyone is welcome to come here and take shelter of Sri Krishna. And this place has been manifested by the mercy of Krishna, but through the instrument of our very dear Buddhimanta Khan Prabhu. So we are most grateful to him. Do you know who is Buddhimanta Khan in Gaura Lila? Do you know? Buddhimanta Khan is one very wealthy Brahmin who lives in Navadvip Dham. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu desires to make a drama, he tells all of his associates, oh, I want to make a drama in the house of my uncle, Chandrasekhar. That means Chandrasekhar is the husband of Sachi's younger sister. So he's the uncle of Nimai. And when Nimai Pandit's father, Jagannath Mishra, passed away, then Chandrasekhar became like his father, because he had no father, so he was taken care of by his uncle at that time. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, our Sachinandan Gohari, he told his associates, I want to make a drama. But for a drama, I need a stage, I need curtains, I need the costumes and makeup and lights and everything. So where will we get it from? Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, oh, Buddhimanta Khan, please provide everything. So then Buddhimanta Khan was very wealthy and he provided everything for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's drama. So in the same way, here in Pangare, our Buddhimanta Khan Prabhu is providing everything, the whole stage for the drama of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay? Transcendental drama, not material drama. Don't come here with the material drama. Only transcendental drama. Yeah. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bo.